Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 208. I'm actually recording this a little bit late in the morning here. I've had a lot of stuff going on, just catching up on things. It's about 8 o'clock right now. I've been on the road for an hour and a half, still heading off to my first casino of the day. Last night, I did go pick up this present, and the present is a 45-gallon aquarium. So it's the actual aquarium itself, the glass, a stand for it, which is kind of nice. Needs to be cleaned, but it's not scratched up or anything like that. Pumps, lights, heater, everything that you need except for the rocks. So that's going to be a birthday present, and picked it up, got a really good deal. Just like a 10-gallon setup. It was like $150, not including a stand. I got a 45-gallon, including the stand, and they were asking for $125, and I offered them $100, and they took it. So $100, nice gift. And once the birthday comes, then we can go to the actual aquarium store, and we can get the rocks, let them pick the rocks, and fish and things like that. We've got one little fish that came from the state fair a year ago, and I said, well, that thing's going to be dead in a day or two, and since it survived this long and we remember to feed it and do all that, we're going to give this a shot. So years ago, I actually had a 240-gallon aquarium with a 100-gallon sump down in the basement to circulate the water, and I could actually I could pump water out from there into the sump out, which would get rid of the water out of the house, and and I had a way of bringing in new water, mixing salt with it, making sure the salt levels were correct, and then pumping that into the sump downstairs and having it circulate to upstairs. So I had like a 340-gallon setup, and it was beautiful. I really loved it, but it got to be a lot of work. I had the puffer fish and shrimp and clams and all kinds of cool stuff in there. Tons, like 350 pounds of coral, beautiful purple coral, and all kinds of amazing stuff. But we'll see what happens with this. See if the kids can keep up with this tank first, and then we can go from there if we want to. This morning I got a text message from one of my nephews who said that he was going to be on the radio for his football team, and so listened to that, and that was good. But a lot of commercials. There was about 5 minutes of content and about 20 minutes of commercials, but that's regular FM radio for you. So I did that. Got a little bit of work done last night, not as much as I'd like, but I'll definitely get a lot done this weekend. I've got 3 meetings today, 2 of them in the morning, which are just going to totally kill me. So I'm going to play until the last second when the first meeting is starting, because I'm going to have 2 solid hours of meetings from there. And now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm kind of contemplating maybe going to a different area, because another 2 hours further, I may end up in a better area to gamble. I'm going to think about it. I'll get back to you on that. But we're definitely going to the same casino no matter what for our first casino, and then I'll decide what to do from there. Yesterday was an okay day, made about $1,000, whatever, $1,100, $900, whatever. Didn't get a lot of opportunity to play. It seemed like the day was so short. Just meetings, that's what meetings will do, and having to get home by a certain time to watch a sporting event when you've got hours and hours of driving is hard, but it all worked out, made a little bit of money, and we'll see how today goes. Hopefully today is a big day. This morning, left home about 40 degrees outside. It's going to be a cool day today. Should top out. The city I'm going to, my furthest destination, is going to top out at about 74 or 75 degrees today. So it'll be a nice cool day. Kind of having flashbacks now to when I first started traveling to do this. I left home that day It was a nice day, and my wife said, "Oh, you're going to that city? It's going to snow there today." I'm like, who cares? You know, I mean, come on, the road is clear. What's the worst that could happen? We got about 3 or 4 inches of snow that day, and I was slipping and sliding on the way home. It was a little bit scary, but we got through it. So today, you know, we're going to do what we can. We're going to put the past behind us and keep pushing forward. We're going to be unburdened by the past and thinking about what can be. Yeah, I got that wrong. I was trying to do the Harris little thing that she says a million times, but unburdened by what was, no. I'll have to look at that thing again. Unburdened by the past. Anyway, polls continue to widen right now, and as far as the election, since I'm on that, the spread now is so big on the betting markets, it doesn't make sense. I mean, Trump is ahead by 11 or 12% on the betting markets, but the polls have it like neck and neck. I mean, the polls that she was leading in a lot of the swing states are now even, or he's slightly ahead, but it's still within the margin of error. I can't believe people are putting that much money on something that's still that close, but we'll continue to monitor that and look for opportunities to make money. Today is October 11th, and there's some contracts expiring today, so I'll keep an eye on that and see if I can make some money on that. For now, I'm going to let you go, heading off to our first casino, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, still on my trip here, but I did find a wager I wanted to put money on, and it's not a lot of money. I'm just playing around right now, but I did find one that expires today at noon, which is in about 3 hours and 40 minutes. That Bitcoin will be under 62,000 by noon. So I bet that pays 10%. So right now Bitcoin's at 61,100. So it would have to go up $900 in the next 3.5 hours. And it already had a big jump today, already in the last 18 hours, so I think it's probably not going to make it. So we'll see what happens with that. Just trying to spin up this money a little bit more, and once I feel more comfortable and I have, 10 wins in a row or something like that, then I'll be more comfortable with maybe putting 10 or 20,000 in something like that, and try to make a real income on it. But right now I'm making $60 here, $50 there, and we'll see what happens with that. But as far as the hurricane the other day, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but it looked like it could have been, I was going to bet category 4, then I saw the forecast was for category 3 when it hit, but I saw the wind speed dying down so fast that it could have been a category 2. So I just left it alone until I get more comfortable with how these markets work and things like that. So that's what's going on right now. Right now, still a little ways away from my first stop. I'll be back. Okay guys, I am back. So I go into that place, and the first thing I see is a guy who is a hustler / degenerate, and he was on a degenerate machine, which means that he's already looked at everything and there's no opportunity. So I said hello to him, talked to him for a minute, walked away, and looked at a machine, nothing there. Second machine I look at, I find an opportunity. I sit down, I've got $5 in free play. I turn the $5 in free play into $105, and then I start walking around. He leaves for the time being. He'll be back in a few hours, but he leaves, and I check out the rest of the casino. I see nothing. Then I come back around to the front to the lesser machines that I always check last because the opportunity is not as good, and I find a play at $4 a spin. I play that one through, and I end up down about $200 on that. Then I find another play at $2 a spin and play that one, and that one takes me on a little ride. I was down for the session as much as 340, 360, somewhere in there, and ended the session ahead $112. So plus $112. As I was finishing up that last play, the town beggar comes over to me and talks to me. He's a nice enough guy, but whenever he sees that you win money, he's like, my phone bill is due. My phone is turned off. Can I borrow $20? And you're like, no. And he's like, come on, brother. God has blessed you. You should bless other people. So he plays that guilt trip, and crazy. Anyway, we're moving on here. So the plan was to stay there until the meeting started and then do the meeting in the car. But I couldn't find anything else to play. So it's actually 15 minutes until my meeting starts, and I'm leaving now. I'm going to get probably half an hour down the street because the manager likes to talk before he lets us do our portion of the meeting. So 15 minutes of driving before the meeting, and then 15 minutes of introduction and baloney, and then it'll be our turn to talk. And when it's my turn to talk, I will pull over and talk. Since I have so much time, got 2 hours of meetings and not that far to drive, so I will pull over, do the meeting in some quiet, and then I'll continue the trip. I did consider if he calls on me first, whenever he calls on me, I'm driving after that, but if he calls on me first, I may be able actually to get to the next casino before the meeting is over, which might give me a 10 or 15 minute break before the next meeting, and I can get into the next casino, take a quick 10 or 15 minute lap, come back to the car and do the second meeting, and then go back in and actually start my day. I may be able to pick up $50 doing that, who knows. So we'll see what happens. We'll push it as much as possible, but as soon as it looks like he's calling on me, I'm going to pull over, and my portion should be 5 minutes or less, and everyone else likes to babble and talk about movies and stuff that doesn't matter. But when you're working for a company, you've got nothing to do other than work or talking about stupid stuff like sports and movies. And if you're not talking about that stuff, you're bored doing your job. So they like to extend the meetings as long as possible and use up the whole time for the meeting, just so they're not lonely or whatever. They're having fun, They used to have smoke breaks. No one has smoke breaks anymore. Coffee breaks. You don't have coffee breaks anymore. You used to talk by the water cooler. Everyone brings their own water now. So now it's, let's extend the meetings as long as possible so we can chat with each other. So that's where we are right now. Temperature is up to 57 degrees. Looks like a cloudy day today. Like, like a hazy, more like a hazy day than a cloudy day. And we're moving on to the next casino, and I'll come back and update you soon. Alright guys, I'm back. So I noticed about 20 minutes after I recorded that last segment that I was getting a little bit low on fuel. I thought it would be a good idea to stop, and because the meeting was coming up anyway. So I let the meeting start, and I found a good gas station that was going to be a good price, and they hadn't gotten to my portion yet, so I decided just to stretch it out a little bit more, and I moved to a different gas station about 7 or 8 miles up the street. Got to that gas station right on time, and they were asking for my input, so I did my segment at that part, and then just sat at that gas station. I ended up doing kind of a long part of that meeting, and because of that, by the time I filled up and now I'm back on the road, the meeting just ended early, but now it's only 20 minutes till the next meeting, and I'm not going to make it to my next casino by then. So unfortunately, by the time I get to the next casino, I would already be involved in the next meeting, but it was worth a shot. So just a brief update on that side bet I was doing with Bitcoin. It's a little bit iffy right now because it ends in about an hour, and Bitcoin is about $100 away from the number I don't want it to reach. So it's not looking too hot right now. Hopefully it pans out. I'm not going to sell. I'm just going to wait and see what happens because it's still on my part. It's not like I'm negative on it yet. But as long as Bitcoin doesn't move up another $160 in the next hour, I should be okay. So anyway, that's where we are. Continuing on, all of a sudden there's all kinds of police cars everywhere, but we're cool because we're not in a hurry anymore. So I'll be back. All right, guys, got a little business to go over with you here. All right, the Bitcoin thing didn't work out. It was hanging around 62,000 exactly, like the last 10 minutes, and then it finally popped over it, and I didn't sell it. But anyway, I did play some blackjack. There was something that I was chasing on a blackjack table, and that didn't work out. I ended up down $25 on that table. And then I moved on to another one and played there for about 45 minutes, back and forth, and ended up ahead on that one finally, $1,150. And then I continued on. I don't know what is happening here. There are about 200 semis lined up. I don't know what's happening here. Maybe I have an idea of what might be going on here. Anyway, I ended that session ahead, $1,150. Then I went and played some slots and lost $15. And then I went back to blackjack again and played there for a little while. And everyone saw me. Oh, what happened? Why you come back? I said, oh man, I lost a lot out there. I'm just trying to win it back again. Oh, why you lose? All this stuff. And then I said, I'm down like 1,800. I'm just trying to win my 1,800 back. Oh, okay. So I sit down. I win like 5 or 6 hands at this table, and then I'm losing every hand. And this guy that I just despise came over to the table and sits down next to me. He's playing all his games and talking too much and telling me what to do and all this stuff. So I finally switched table on a negative count, and new table went pretty tough. It was pretty rough at the beginning of the shoe, and then things started getting better, and we went on to the next shoe and so on. And I actually ended up doing okay on that one. I ended up ahead 1,500 on that table. So then I'm getting ready to leave, and the dealer, I tell the dealer, hey, I got most of it back, and which I'm just saying I'm down that much. Obviously, I'm sure by now the kinds of things I do and say. And the dealer's like, did you take care of the dealer? I said, I'm not even up. No, you have to take care of him. That's how you get good cards. That's how you win. Oh, really? That's all I have to do is pay the dealer money and I'll get paid? Oh, well, thank you for telling me. I didn't know that. Thanks for teaching me that. Now I know. From now on, I'm going to come in and just give the dealer free money, and then they'll just give me free chips. I assume that's the way it's going to work. Anyway, I ended up leaving that table ahead 1,500, so total I was ahead like 26.25. Sorry about that. I was ahead 26.25 on the blackjack and down $15 on the slots. Right now I'm at another place, but I only have 20 minutes before my next meeting, so just going to go in, take a quick lap, probably just going to play a few machines if I see anything in range, and then head back to the car and do my meeting, and then decide what to do from there. So that's what's happening right now, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I'm back. So heading to the car right now. We got about 2 minutes till my next meeting. Trying to squeeze every little bit of time out that I can. Went in there, looked around, played a couple slots. One of them with a guy that really reminded me of someone who just emailed me yesterday, maybe not that soon, maybe like 5 days ago, and I just replied to him yesterday specifically about this casino, and he was asking me questions about the exact stuff that I was playing, and the way he said the name of the machine matches the mistake in the email. So it makes me think, because when you speak into your phone
and sometimes it'll take words as something else. But it was like a Asian name to this machine, so I don't know why you would try to speak it into the phone, but it makes me feel like it was him. If it's you, Michael, let me know. And it was interesting. So that's what this guy's name was. I gave him my second fake casino name, so let me know if that was you. But I ended the session down $69. So right now, getting back to the car, meeting starting right now, and I will be back to update you shortly. All right, guys, I am back. I went into this place, and actually, like in 5 minutes, they're going to do a drawing in there. I probably should have stayed for 5 minutes, but they're giving away some electronic things, and there were, you know what? I'm not going to do it. There were only a couple hundred entries in there, and I had about 10 of them, but it's all right. I mean, I could make it back there in time for it, but it's okay. Anyway, I go in, I play the first machine, and I'm down like not much, like $20, $30, something like that. Go around, play a few other things. I'm ahead like $10, $20. Just stay right around even for a long time. And I went into the back area that most people don't even know about, and I saw a guy there playing a machine, and it was in range, and it's a hard one to get in range because it takes so many spins to get it there. So I walked by him a couple times, and he seemed to kind of look around when I came by, so it seemed to me like he knew what he was doing. There was also a couple that were standing around. It looked like they were watching it too. So I came back around once or twice, and they were playing a different machine, so I knew that they weren't interested in it, and they didn't understand it because they were playing something stupid. And then I went and did my thing and came back like 15 minutes later, and he was gone. And it was basically in the same position it was when I left. So he must have gotten up as soon as I left the area. Well, I sit down, I play it. I was involved in it for about 150 spins at about $2 a spin when it finally hit. And it actually hit pretty small. It didn't pay out that well, but I still ended up ahead $124. So $124, and then I had free food available. So I say, I want these chicken things, no fries. I said, last time I said no fries, they gave me fries. Can I get it with no fries? Oh yeah, no problem. So they gave me a bunch of these chicken things, like more than I expected, but then like an entire container of fries. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? I don't want to take it home to the family. I don't want to eat it. So I saw a guy and his wife just sitting down. I said, look, I asked them for no fries. They gave me a whole container of fries. I haven't touched them. I haven't eaten from them. Nothing. If you want it, take it. I just don't want them to go to waste. And he's like, oh yeah, if you haven't eaten from it, I'll take it. I said, okay. So I gave him that. That was probably like $10 worth of fries. It was such a big amount of fries that I was worried that maybe she charged me for a container of fries. But I looked at my receipt and she didn't. She also did not note no fries on the receipt. So I don't know what she was thinking. I think it was the same one last time that didn't listen. But so, and then I saw another person that works at that food area that's a friend of mine, and we've known each other for a few years. Talked to her for a minute, and I was on my way. So right now I am heading toward home. My wife is out of town. She has a sister who's having a big birthday milestone, and they decided to go somewhere for the weekend. So she's already gone. I just talked to her a few minutes ago. Everything's going well. They're still driving. And it's kind of funny because she's going to be driving like 2 or 3 hours, and that's a trip, right? For the average person, you're going somewhere. And today I'm driving 7.5 hours, and that's just my normal day. So anyway, and Sunday, was it Sunday? What day was that? Wednesday. Wednesday was such a long day. I got home and I barely slept, and I took off. But, you know, just that day, I don't even know how many miles. I'm going to have to figure it out and get back to you on that, how many miles that was. But that was, I would say, between 700-800 miles probably. But I'll get you that information. Today was a decent day so far. I mean, what can you really expect? Right now, my options are limited. A lot of the places I want to play, I'm either worried about playing there because I don't know what they're doing, or I've got people keeping an eye on me there, so not the greatest. It looks like today we made, I don't know, 11, 12, 27, 2,800 maybe, somewhere in there. So it was a good day, and we're moving in the right direction, trying to put all those bad days behind us. Right now it's 82 degrees outside. I'm going to drive a little bit further here, and then I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So it looks like it was around 650 miles, not including stopping for the restaurant and not stopping for gas and all that kind of stuff. So it was a long day, and it was in the middle of the week, and I had worked the day before and I had worked the day after. The day after I actually drove over 7 hours. So yeah. Anyway, what did you eat today, MW? Today I had some chicken and without any fries. As far as drinks, I didn't really have much to drink, but the chicken was pretty good. Actually, it was about, I'd give it a 9, maybe a 10 on a scale of 2 through ace. And I thought I had something. Oh, I had some turkey earlier. That was pretty good. I give that about a 9 also. I need to find some better food that's fast, or maybe something that I can order and pick up that's a little bit healthier and a little bit tastier. Definitely would like a change as far as food. And then, most importantly of all, what did you eat today? I'm sorry, what did you tip today? We already know what you ate. What did you tip today, MW? Today, actually, I had 2 sessions of blackjack and multiple sessions of slots. On the slots, I did not get any W2s. I did not tip anything on that. And then on the blackjack, I had 3 sessions, actually. One of them I lost $25, one I won $1,150, and one I won $1,500. And with those together, I tipped $0. So no tips today. No money for you. No money. Right now, I am talking to Coach about our trip to Vegas. We're looking at middle of November, I think. So middle of November, I'm going to look at flights and talk to my wife and see what she thinks about that. I need to get a lot of points with a couple different companies. Time is running out, so I would rather save Caesars. If anything, I'd rather keep my 7 stars at Caesars. Penn Gaming, I don't really care one way or another, but it would be nice to be at least elite by the end of the year, which I have been for 15 years or more, maybe 20 years or more. Before that, it was called executive producer. And as far as others, I do have a couple other smaller cards that I'm pretty satisfied with, like the 3rd to highest position or 2nd highest position. I'm okay with that. I'm not really using anything on that other than free food. So that's what's going on. Now, I talked to my wife, and she said the kids are very interested in going to the football game tonight. High school football. We'll see what happens. So when I get home, we'll see how they're behaving. And if everything is good, I will take them to the game, where I will sit by myself, because I go there and everybody goes off in their own direction, and I just sit there and watch the game by myself. But that's all right. It makes them happy. That makes me happy. So, all right, guys. Tomorrow, nothing going to happen tomorrow. Oh, you know what? Tomorrow, I do have a pickup of a small gift. I may take someone with me there, one of the kids. They can sit in the car, even though it's not allowed. And that'll be it for tomorrow. And then Sunday, I will definitely be traveling. The wife should be home Sunday afternoon, evening.
and I'll be leaving afternoon, evening, and that'll be another long one. I'm actually considering going back to that double-deck game that's hundreds of miles away, and seeing if I can last a little bit longer there. I really don't want to play it at $100. I'd like to play it at $50 and just sit there and grind for a couple hours if possible. So that's it. That's what's going on. So gonna head home the rest of the way. Got about another 140 miles or 150 miles, and gonna spend some time with the kids. And whatever I do tomorrow, I'll put on Sunday's episode, and we'll catch up with each other then. So for now, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com. mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.